Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Anu Joshi and I'm a real estate broker based in Toronto and the GTA. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about the real estate market statistics for the month of March 2020. The Toronto Regional Real Estate Board in March 2020 reported overall 8,012 sales transactions in the month of March. Now, overall, this was up 12.3% from the same period in March 2019, where we had 7,132 sales. Now, despite having really strong sales performance in March 2020 overall, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the effect of COVID-19 on the market. Now, the biggest question on everybody's mind is, has COVID-19 impacted the real estate market? And the simple answer is yes. Now, when we're looking at the overall sales statistics, you can't exactly tell the effect that it's had because it sounds it's up 12.3%, right in line with the amazing growth that Toronto and GTA usually has year over year. But again, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the exact effect of COVID on the real estate market. Now, in order to illustrate the effect of COVID on the market this past month, what I'm doing is I'm going to break it down into the pre-COVID and post-COVID period. So just for simplicity's sake, we are counting March 15th as the midway mark between the pre-COVID and the post-COVID period. Now, in the first half of the month, that is really what drove the majority of the sales that happened in March. There were 4,643 sales reported in the first 2 weeks of March. Now, this was 58% of the total transactions that actually happened in March and represented a 49% increase from the same period in 2019. So the first 2 weeks of March in 2019 compared to the first 2 weeks in March of 2020, this year we were up in terms of number of sales by 49%. Now, if we take a look at the post-COVID period, which is March 15th onwards, this year we only had 3,369 sales. And lo and behold, it was actually down 15.9% compared to the same period last year. So we can see that there is a stark difference between what happened in terms of sales volume and sales activity in the first half of March versus the second half of March. Now, the midpoint in March, if you're familiar with what's happening in the GTA, that is when the schools were announced their closures. A lot of workplaces started sending people home, saying work from home. That's when some of the policies around COVID-19 started to come out at the municipal, regional, provincial, and federal level, as we saw the impact of COVID-19 increasing, all around the world. So that is a huge turning point, the mid-March point. Now, overall, in terms of number of new listings that came on the market, this year we had in March 14,424 listings. Now, this doesn't talk about, how many of those sold. It's just how many new listings were brought to market in March 2020. So that 14,000 number is actually up 3% from last year. And for the purposes of, real estate statistics, we would say that being up 3% from last year is pretty much comparable to last year's activity. But again, I want to address that there was a difference in the trend from the first half of March this year to the second half. And as predicted, the second half of the month, which was March 15th onwards, we actually saw a drop in the number of listings by 18.4%. So what does that mean colloquially? It means that at the midpoint mark, where things were becoming more and more uncertain, policies were coming out about how we're going to fight COVID, and it was getting more and more serious, we saw that less people were choosing to list their homes. So less people were bringing their homes to market, meaning that we didn't have as many new listings in the second half of March compared to the second half of March last year. Now, overall, it sounds like a really rosy picture, right? Number of listings were up compared to last March, and sales prices were up compared to last March, so everything looks really good overall. But when you break it down, from the first half and the second half of the month, you can really see the impact that COVID-19 has had so far. Now, arguably, the March 2020 statistics are going to be the most important defining statistics of GTA real estate sales probably, all year, because this is the first time that we've actually seen such a huge effect by an external force on the real estate market. Now, not including, of course, what happened in 2008. I wasn't a realtor then, so I can't speak to exactly what happened at that point. But in our recent history, this is one of the biggest, turning points in real estate. Now, do I think that we are going to have a crash? No. People are really quick to jump to the word crash or, depression and recession. And of course, we are going to have a huge impact on our economy, as we're seeing already. But this goes really beyond real estate. It has to do with consumer confidence and uncertainty in the economy as a whole. Now, as time goes on, as people, hopefully we find our way to navigate and to fight COVID-19 and we find our way back into a healthier economy. I understand it'll take weeks, probably months, but when we do reach that point again, overall confidence in the Toronto real estate market and consumer, spending in general will be restored and we'll be back to better days. Now, so far in April, from firsthand experience, I can tell you that overall number of sales are down. Us realtors, we're not showing properties, we're not taking clients out, and that is for the safety of everybody. So I would urge you as well, if you're thinking about doing any sort of transactions in 2020, but you don't know how COVID-19 might affect you, talk to me, reach out to me, let's have a confidential, conversation, and we can go through what the strategy is. Now, if you absolutely need to sell, like you've already bought a home and it's closing and you need to sell yours, you will have to come to the market, and we do have solutions for you, including virtual walkthroughs and completely electronic documentation. So if you do need to do a transaction, that can happen. We can make it happen for you. So send me a note, and whatever questions you have on your mind, leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer them. You can reach me at Joshi Realty on all social media. And if you guys thought this video was helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel, because I do post brand new videos every single week. Thank you everybody for watching. Stay safe, stay home, and let's flatten the curve.